For anything we mine, should we be taxing the hell out of it? Once it's mined, it's gone forever.
Yeah.
Unlike farming, which produces product year after year.
Yeah.
Do we wish to end up like Nauru when the phosphate ran out? The revenue would go into a sovereign wealth fund, so the value of these national assets are preserved for future generations. What does the panel think?
I know, I'm Nostradamus.
Take it away.
I mean, Ian, you sound like a Norwegian. Yeah, Norway said we are sitting on a lot of oil. This is Norway's oil. This belongs to the people of Norway. And not just people now, but future generations. And so they taxed their oil industry. They're sitting on a $2.4 trillion sovereign wealth fund. I think in 2023, the fund alone made $320 billion, something like that. Here in Australia, we basically give our gas to multinationals to export, and then they minimise their corporate tax. It makes no sense. I think it is, you look at the major parties, it is some sort of insanity. It's pathological to not say we should be getting a fair return, because as you said, once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah. So Ian, what would you like to see happen?
Everything that Dave has just been saying. Kevin Rudd tried the super profits tax.
Yeah.
And
how did that go for him?
And there was a massive scare campaign by Murdoch and the fossil fuel industry,
Yep.
and that didn't go ahead. And my fear is that if any of the parties tried something radical in that regard, they're the cashed-up mining companies would also run another scare campaign to a major degree.
You're going to have a problem electorally. You're always going to confront electoral problems whenever you're advocating for policy change in this space. So, yes, we saw what happened with that scare campaign that you're referencing. And
it was pretty well-funded campaign.
Pretty well-funded campaign. Both major parties now are struggling to get to 75 seats. That means their pathway to victory will drive sooner or later through one of the seats that is heavily populated by a mining community. And the problem is you're going to have both sides of politics that will be animated by this industry for many, many years to come. So I think that politically it's going to be very difficult.
I just want to point out something on the mining tax, and I absolutely agree with you on the super profits tax. It's just ironic that after the pandemic, many countries in the world put in a super profits tax. We didn't. We still can't come at it. But if it's any consolation, BHP and Rio, for example, are now paying a lot of tax. They're amongst our top taxpayers. So actual mineral companies, even Gina Rinehart's paying, the woman who stood on the back of the flatbed truck. The mineral companies are paying more now. At the time, the petroleum resource rent tax, the PRRT, was held up as an example. We now know that that was just a waste of time. State governments have given that away too. A really badly designed tax that in some cases some companies will never pay, but a lot are going to start to pay. It's because they invested so much, they got all these tax breaks, and it might not be in our lifetime that we see it, and that's the problem. So if we're going to increase gas, and this government is talking about it, you have to redesign how you do it. We have to learn from the mistakes we made then, but there's not much we can do on what we've done in the past, but learn from the mistakes, except, as Scott said, I don't think we're learning from them.
Okay.
Are we?
Allegra, given the sort of campaign that political parties would face, why would they go near it?
Because this is the right thing to do, and I think it's up to us as Australians to stand up and say, we want this. I think times have changed since, since the mining tax debate. I think Australians have watched, the price of fossil fuels, of gas, of coal go up like this, and our energy bills go up like that too, and feel like we're not getting benefit from this. So I think this is a different time, and I actually think this is why the crossbench is there, and why so many people have been elected, like myself and David, is because people are saying, look, we need to look at the difficult questions. The electoral maths isn't what it's about. This is about what is good for the country, and this is time that we did this.
Okay, so you're saying there could be electoral benefit from it, essentially?
I think that there are options, and I think that's what we need to be more brave, and I think we need to stand up, because I think Australians are asking us to do this. They do want, as came back to the first question, they want a vision of where we are going as a country, and a vision where they feel like everyone's got a chance to get ahead.
So, Matt Kean?
Well, I'm someone that's faced the backlash of the Minerals Council for standing up to them in the state election in New South Wales. They funded a big campaign in my own electorate of Hornsby.
How did that go?
After I capped coal prices during the illegal invasion by Russia of the Ukraine, and the price of coal went through the roof. So we capped coal prices in New South Wales because otherwise that would have fed through to wholesale electricity prices more than it already did. And I copped that backlash. But the reason we did it was not because we wanted to stand up for vested interests. We did it because we wanted to protect the community's interest. And we need more people in the political class willing to do that. On the topic to you, sir, what I'd say is that, again, it's not how much we tax. And I agree with the proposition that these resources and these minerals are the property of the people of Australia. It's how we tax. And we need to incentivise the mining industry to invest in Australia. We need to incentivise it because it's critical for our economy, and it's particularly critical for our regional economies. So we need the mining industry. However, when the profits go through the roof because of commodity shocks and stuff like that, the people of Australia should benefit from that. So that's why we need a tax system that incentivises investment but rewards the people.
And would you like
country.
to see the gas companies pay more tax?
Well, yes. What I'd like to see is the Labor government, who've just said that they're going to allow gas into the future, be serious about what it's about. Clearly, it's not about energy security in Australia. If it was, they'd put in a reservation policy for here Australia.
Sure.
This is all about making money and protecting Jim Chalmers' budget. He should just be honest about it.